powerful hand.
I'm going to try to help y'all out. I posted that video yesterday because it brought back so many memories of my childhood. I shared it with my aunt who lives with us, who's 80, and I also sent it to my mom. And she sent me a text back yesterday saying, wow, this brings back so many memories. So this morning when I touched base with her, I said, Mommy, what did you think of that? She said, oh, it took me way back. It took me back to in the name of the church. And she said, you know, I haven't heard devotion led like that in over 40 years. And she said, now listening and seeing it through the eyes of a 74-year-old woman, they were singing with such passion to the Lord because many of them had just left the Jim Crow South. So when they say, I am weak, but thou art mighty, hold me with thy powerful hand, because many of them came through Jim Crow, if not slavery itself, knowing and believing that it was nothing but the grace of God that brought them there because he held them with his powerful hand. And so when they're moaning and singing unto the Lord, it has a different meaning. So when the young person, I'm assuming they're young, talked about yesterday how, basically, Negro spirituals, we singing these same slave songs 400 years. I was hot. Because that's out of the ignorance of a person who's obviously uninformed. Because again, when I think my mom was talking about, my grandfather, my grandfather born in 1910, and thinking about, she said, I understand now her father and uncles didn't want to talk about the things they had seen back before they left Louisiana. And my mom was talking about how my grandfather and his brothers left Louisiana in the late 40s and couldn't go back. Because of what they would face had they went back. So the way that they got through is to sing praises and hymns unto the Lord, because that's what kept them. That's what kept them from being lynched. That's what kept them from being God knows what. My mom said, she didn't appreciate it as a young adult. And it's so funny because me and my sister, we would be in church and we would be making up words because, we couldn't understand what they were saying. We're like, ah. But now, I have even more admiration for the men that you see in that video, men like my grandfather, because for all that they had been through, strong men, for all they had been through, strong, and would give their lives to see the lives that their children and grandchildren have been able to live. Would never imagined it. So I was hot because those words are typed from an ungrateful place. An entitled place. A place from undoubtedly someone who did not have the opportunity to sit at the feet of their grandparents, to learn from them, to see life through their eyes. So you can stand back and just be cavalier and discount it as the slave stuff we've been singing for 400 years. But you have to consider, many of them had just came out of that era. Or if they didn't come out of their era, their parents had. My great-grandmother. So, of course, they were singing. Because, again, that's all they had. Was each other and their faith that God would hold them in his powerful hand. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the memories of such strength, and feel sorry for some of y'all that you never knew it. Take that with you.